How's everybody this morning? Excuse me. Told y'all I'd tried to be on earlier. I would have been earlier than this. Yeah, sure would have. Kind of doing some reading and studying, etc. Morning. All right. Well, hello there. How are you? Morning. Not much. Book of Psalms. I think we're on the 70th Psalm, if I remember right. Is that right? It is. Psalm 70. Morning. Mm. Can you ask a question? Go ahead. I'm trying to figure out a tune here. Let's see. We're on Psalm 70 in the first setting. Psalm 6, what's happening to King David? Well, let's sing this psalm and then we'll take a look at Psalm 6 and see what we can find out. Psalm 70, to the chief musician, a psalm of David to bring to remembrance. Lord, haste me to deliver with speed. Lord, succor me. Let them that for my soul do seek, shamed and confounded be. Turn back be they and shamed that in my hurt delight. Turn back be they, ha ha, they say, that say they're shaming to requite. In thee let all be glad and joy that seek for thee. Let them who thy salvation love say still, God praised be. I poor and needy am. Come, Lord, and make no stay. My help thou and deliverer art. O Lord, make no delay. We'll sing this. I think the tune name's Dennis. It's what's normally used to blessed be the tie that binds. Lord, haste me to deliver. With speed, Lord, succor me. Let them that for my soul do seek, shamed and confounded be. Turned back be they and shamed that in my hurt he loved. Turned back be they, that say they're shaming to requite. In thee let all be glad, and joy that seek for thee. Let them who thy salvation love say still, God praised be. I poor and needy am. Come, Lord, and make no stay. My help thou and deliver art, O Lord, make no delay. Psalm 70, the first setting. That's what that was. Now, questions asked about the sixth psalm. Excuse me. Over here on the YouTube side. Well, goodness, if I can find Psalm 6, I know it's in here. There it is. Lord, rebuke me not in thine anger, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul is sore vexed. But thou, O Lord, how long? Well, let's be honest about it. I don't know that we can put an exact thing there for what's going on. Now, if you want to believe the references in this here Cambridge Bible, they reference this. Morning, morning. Well, now, how can they reference that? That can't be right. It says 6. Well, let's see if we can find something else that might tell us. Brother, you're on both ends here. Oh, that's about the title of the song, Oversee. Let's just say here that, in my opinion, this is a time when David was feeling his helplessness before God. This is a time when David was feeling that God had shown him a very heavy view of his sinfulness. And I don't know that we need any one instance to say, well, this is what it is. God did it, and that's all we know. We don't know what year it was done. We know he was in real bad soul trouble, though, don't we? We do. Rebuke me not in thine anger. Have mercy upon me, for I'm weak. Return, O Lord, deliver my soul. Save me for thy mercy's sake. So all I could say here is David is under soul trouble, SOUL trouble, because he feels forsaken by Almighty God, among other things. Yes, among other things. So that's where we stand. Morning, afternoon. On the YouTube side, if any of y'all are having trouble, let me know. I may have to start and stop here. I see what's going on. Before we get to Mark 5, I want to read you a little passage from this book I started. After I read it, I will. I'll tell you what book it is. Some of y'all might think less of me for reading it. I hope not. But y'all know I'm not afraid of books. Quote, I'm going to start here. After the group, a pastor I know recalls a Sunday morning Bible study at his church when the text under consideration was Genesis 22. God commands Abraham to take his son Isaac and offer him in sacrifice on Mount Moriah. After the group read the passage, the pastor offered some historical background on this period in salvation history, including the prevalence of child sacrifice among the Canaanites. The group listened in awkward silence. Then the pastor asked, "But what does this story mean to us?" A middle aged man spoke up. "I'll tell you the meaning this story has for me." Remember, we're talking about Abraham going up on the mount, thinking he's going to sacrifice Isaac. I've decided that me and my family are looking for another church. Don't judge yet. The pastor was astonished. What? Why? Because, the man said, when I look at that God, the God of Abraham, I feel I'm near a real God, not the sort of dignified, businesslike Rotary Club God we chatter about here on Sunday morning. Abraham's God could blow a man to bits, give and then take a child, ask for everything from a person, then want more. I want to know that God. The child of God knows that the graced life calls him or her to live on a cold and windy mountain, not on the flattened plain of reasonable, middle of the road religion. For at the heart of the gospel of grace, the sky darkens, the wind howls. A young man walks up another Moriah in obedience to a God who demands everything and stops at nothing. Unlike Abraham, he carries a cross on his back rather than sticks for the fire. Like Abraham, listening to a wild and restless God who will have his way with us, no matter what the cost. This is the God of the gospel of grace. A God who, out of love for us, sent the only Son he ever had wrapped in our skin. He learned how to walk, stumbled and fell, cried for his milk, sweated blood in the whip and showered with spit, was fixed to a cross and died, whispering forgiveness. The God of the legalistic Christian, on the other hand, is often unpredictable, erratic, and capable of all manner of prejudices. When we view God this way, we feel compelled to engage in some sort of magic to appease him. Sunday worship becomes a superstitious insurance policy against his whims. This God expects people to be perfect and to be in perpetual control of their feelings and thoughts. When broken people with this concept of God fail, as inevitably they must, they usually expect punishment. So they persevere in religious practices as they struggle to maintain a hollow image of a perfect self. The struggle itself is exhausting. The legalists can never live up to the expectation they project on God. That is from a book called The Ragamuffin Gospel by Brennan Manning. And I'm reading it. I can recommend it so far only as food for thought. It has a lot in it that I feel is leaning toward universalism. I don't know yet because I haven't got, but I'm on the fourth chapter. I haven't read 100 pages yet. But there's a lot of food for thought like that in it, and over the next few days, I hope to offer a few more choice quotes from it. You know, when I read that passage yesterday, I was in there reading it, and the guy says he's leaving church after reading about Abraham. Saying, man, he don't want nothing to do with God that would command Abraham to sacrifice his son. And lo and behold, it's just the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. That's amazing, isn't it? Brethren, I'm going to have to change networks here on the YouTube side. I'm losing signal bad. So listen to me. If you lose this, come back. Won't you just hang in there because you shouldn't experience anything but a few seconds of downtime.